I don't know if you're going to believe me if I say this, but the key to consistency and success is actually your evening routine. It's what you do before you go to sleep. It's what you do to plan the next day, because what you do in your evening routine, what you do before you go to sleep, specific habits and routines that you form can predict and can impact your performance the next day. I used to spend my nights scrolling on TikTok, laying in my bed from like 10 p.m. to midnight, just scrolling, watching YouTube videos, watching something on Disney Plus, watching Netflix. Now I have an established routine which helps make sure that I'm setting myself up for success, not just for that night, not just setting myself up for that day, but for the next days to come, for the week ahead, for the days ahead, for the months ahead. And these routines will help you also be successful and help change your life for the better. And this is why in this video, I'm going to be giving you 10 healthy habits which will help you change your evening routine to make sure that you are becoming the best version of yourself. And every day that you do this evening routine, you'll be getting closer and closer to creating your ideal and best version of yourself. My first thing is the 3-2-1 rule. So this rule is basically adopted by most successful people. And this is the key to setting yourself up, not just for the next day, but also to actually have a good night's sleep and be able to fully recover during this sleep. So the 3-2-1 rule consists of 3 rules. The first rule is do not eat 3 hours before sleep. This makes sure that your body has fully digested all your food before you go to sleep. Because if you go to sleep a few minutes after you eat something, or even an hour after you eat something, your body is still working. Your body is still using up energy to try and digest that. So when you do eventually lay down and decide to go to sleep, your body is still going to be using up energy and trying to digest your food instead of putting your body to sleep. And if you are making your digestive system work so close to your bedtime, it's going to make your sleep quality much poorer, and it's just going to make it much more difficult for you to be able to fall asleep. Then 2 hours before sleep, limit your screen time. Take away all your technology, put away your phone, turn off your laptop, turn off your TV. This will make sure that you won't have any blue light exposure, which could again impact your ability to be able to fall asleep, impact your melatonin production, and decrease your sleeping quality. And the last part of this rule is 1 hour before you go to sleep, don't drink. Now this will make sure that you don't need to wake up in the middle of the night and disturb your sleep because you need to go to the toilet. And also again, it counters into the fact that your body will not need to work on trying to digest food, trying to process water or any drink through your body. And if you do like, for example, having a tea or something, try to at least have that more than an hour before you go to sleep. Next is reflect on your day. So show gratitude. Take out a journal, write down everything that you are grateful for in that day. Write down what you have accomplished, new things that you've discovered about yourself, and then also write down what you want to do the next day. Planning what you want to do tomorrow, the day before you actually do it, is so beneficial because it makes sure that you are on track, and it makes sure that you know exactly what you're going to do tomorrow, and it makes sure that you are structuring your day to be as productive and as successful as possible. I also find that this really helps me with overthinking because I tend to overthink a lot. I lay down my bed and I don't know why, it's like the pivotal moment of the day that my brain starts to process every single thing that I have to do. It starts overthinking. It starts thinking, oh my gosh, I have to do this, that. Oh, I have exams in this much days. Oh, I have this deadline to meet. Oh, I have to do this. And my brain just racks every single thing that I have to do. And I go through so much overthinking that I cannot fall asleep. So I find that writing down a list of everything I have to do the next day just cools me down, reduces my anxiety, and makes sure that I can go to sleep without overthinking it because I've already written it down. I don't have to worry about forgetting it. Next is self-care. So make sure that you are brushing your teeth. Make sure you do some skincare. Maybe do a face mask if you want. Take a bath or take a shower. Make sure you take this time in your evening routine to look after your body. You need to be regularly keeping up with your hygiene routine. You need to be taking a shower. You need to be taking a bath. Not only is this just basic human hygiene, taking a bath is actually shown to increase your melatonin in your brain. And again, it starts to reframe your brain and put your brain into this sleeping cycle. And taking a bath actually really helps you with falling asleep and helps you wind down for the day. It can also reduce your cortisol levels, so help reduce anxiety, reduce any stress. Again, linking in with that overthinking. My fourth tip is set a regular sleeping schedule. So if you are constantly going to sleep at different times, waking up at different times, your body goes through something called a circadian cycle. And this is your body's 24-hour internal working clock. And if you are going to sleep at different times every single day, this will make your internal body clock very irregular. And this can lead to low loads of long-term health problems like diabetes, increased blood pressure, heart problems. So if you do not have a regular sleeping schedule, your brain will not be able to fully recover, as well as your body won't be able to fully recover throughout this time, because your body will always be uncertain about how much time it actually has for this recovery. So this is why if you set a specific schedule and it's fixed, and you make sure that you go to sleep around the same time and wake up around the same time every day, it'll be much more easier for your body to establish these full recycle and recovery periods. Next, meditating and deep breathing. So before you go to sleep, it is really recommended to at least do about 30 minutes of silence. And sitting in this silence, being able to reflect on what is around you, what is in your environment, not being involved in any type of technology or anything. 30 minutes of silence, whether this is meditating, whether this is deep breathing, it really helps, again, put your body into that calm state, decreasing anxiety, decreasing any overthinking that could be going on, and again, just reflecting on yourself, reflecting on your body, and being grateful for your body, being grateful for what you were able to do on that day. This silence, this ability to sit in silence, not only is really beneficial for you, but is also so good to increase focus, increase attention, increase memory function. It can even lead to increased plasticity in your brain. There was actually a study conducted where they compared 8 monks to 10 students, and they would have them meditate for short periods of time, and they actually found that the monks had much greater gamma wave activity than the students before they had even started meditating. And gamma wave activity is responsible for neuronal activity within your brain, which controls the plasticity in your brain. And this just shows that meditation not only had short-term effects on the monks' brains, but it also had permanent long-term changes in the ability to be able to comprehend information better, learn faster, store more memory, and basically just have a much more plastic and adaptable brain. The next tip is actually taking magnesium before you go to sleep. Now, magnesium is actually really good in lowering anxiety, lowering stress, again, putting yourself in that deep relaxation state. Although melatonin is a hormone which is responsible for putting you to sleep, I would actually make sure that you don't rely on melatonin, because melatonin actually, if you take it for a long period of time, it could actually disrupt your natural hormone levels, and then your brain will be reliant on it to put you to sleep, rather than being able to produce its own melatonin. Whereas magnesium, rather than disrupting any hormones, it just enhances, it reinforces the process of putting your body to sleep, rather than completely disrupting or regulating your hormones in a different way that they naturally would be. Habit number 7 is no caffeine at least a minimum of 8 hours before you go to sleep. Caffeine has the ability to block adenosine. It's a neurotransmitter which promotes sleepiness. And caffeine blocks this neurotransmitter, and that is what keeps you awake. For the effect of caffeine to actually fully wear off, you have to make sure that you give it at least a good 8 hours to fully wear off the response of the caffeine to blocking those neurotransmitters. Number 9, 10, I don't know which one we're on, but sleep in the cold. So it's actually shown that you will be able to fall asleep much faster in the cold. So maybe open your window, maybe put on a ventilator in your room, but do not try to fall asleep when it is really hot. You might realize that during the summer, it is difficult to fall asleep. When it is boiling hot, you can't do anything about it. It's not like in the winter you can just get an extra blanket if you're cold. No, when it's warm, and your body will not be able to fall asleep, because your body cannot function properly when it's too hot. The body is going to be too focused on cooling you down rather than putting your body to sleep to recover. Now, our bodies naturally actually drop temperature when we are in a deep sleep. So if we fall asleep already in a colder environment, this will induce this deeper sleep much faster and actually make it much easier for us to fall into the deep sleep, which is where full proper recovery in our bodies takes place. And then my last habit and recommendation for a good successful evening routine is falling asleep between 9 to 10 p.m. Now, why is this so important? This is because the period of 10 p.m. to 2 a.m. is one of the most important time frames of your sleep. This is because sleeping between 10 p.m. and 2 a.m. is considered as one of the most restorative stages of sleep. During this time, your body goes through deep sleep, which is crucial for physical recovery, memory consolidation, and just your overall health. As you sleep, your brain actually moves your short-term memories into your long-term memories. So let's say you're revising for an exam. It's really crucial that you get that period of sleep where your brain is able to move those memories from your short-term memory to your long-term memory. Because without sleep, your brain won't be able to make links between between your memories and fully process and store all of them, because it doesn't have that period of time, restoration and consolidation. And this period of time where you're in deep sleep is actually when your body is able to repair tissues and muscles, strengthen your immune system, and balance your hormones. So getting this quality sleep can not only improve your energy levels for the next day, but it'll also improve your mood, your cognitive function, your muscle performance, and your muscle recovery, and much, much more. So those are my 10 healthy habits that I recommend you putting into your evening routine for a successful, good, change your life evening routine. And I promise you, if you implement these, you will see a change. You will see a change in yourself, in your environment, in the people you surround yourself with, and in your performance in the following days. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. Please put any feedback down in the comments down below. Hope you enjoyed. Bye!